Hi friends, this is Rajiv Pradhan from Pune. Today I am going to talk to you about a very interesting topic, greatest Indian mathematicians and their contribution to the world of mathematics. We all know and heard of Aryabhatta, Bhaskaracharya and what they did roughly. I also out of curiosity started reading about this topic, and when I got to know more, I thought let me compile at least an overview of this in some informational videos, and that's exactly what I am sharing with you. So, with that, I am straight away going to jump into today's topic. So, 800 BC to 1600 AD is considered to be the golden era of Indian mathematics. So, we are really talking about 2800 years back, and there were very simple problems that people were dealing with. Scientists and mathematicians were very curious about a simple thing such as you light a pyre, or you light a yagya and you use two sticks. What is the length of the diagonal of the sticks that you would use? For example, what is the distance of a particular star from earth? Is earth flat? Is earth spherical or circle? Those were the problems which were not solved then, which we take for granted. And that is where these curious mathematicians started looking into. During that time, India was on the forefront of mathematics, you would say. The other countries that you would really think would be either Arab countries, Greek and India was the leading country. In India that time, Sanskrit was the main language of learning and communication. So, most of the mathematics you will be surprised in those days is written in Sanskrit language, or you call it as Vedic Sanskrit, in mantra, shloka, verses, aryas. So, all the formulae, equations, permutation, combination, set theory that we learn today is written in this format. Now, let me introduce you to some of the pioneering work and the people, right. Shulba Sutra, you can say about 2800 years back, is the origin of Indian mathematics. Then came the most celebrated mathematician Aryabhatta, right. He did lot of work on geometry, sine tables, value of pi. Brahmagupta later on came and he invented zero. Now, you would say what is the big deal about zero, right? Zero is nothing. But if you look at zero in that context, and when we come to that topic I will explain that how revolutionary it was to introduce the concept of zero to the entire world of mathematics. After Brahmagupta came Varaha Mihir, and he did lot of work on maths and astronomy. Bhaskaracharya, you may or may not know this, but wrote a very elegant topic on maths, and he wrote Lilavati, and Lilavati was used as a basis of mathematics for 400 years across the world. So, it was a very important, I would say, book that he wrote about mathematics. After that, slightly less well known Swami Bharati Krishna Tirtha came and he introduced Vedic mathematics. And thereafter, in more recent times, we all know Ramanujam. I am sure you must have heard of him. A self-taught genius, was born in a village near Chennai, and he worked very closely with Professor Hardy at Trinity College of London at Cambridge, and immensely contributed to mathematics and solved one of the most complex problems then, right. So, I am going to talk about that. So, with that let me just introduce you to Shulba Sutra very briefly. As I mentioned, it is written in Vedic Sanskrit about 2800 to 2500 years back. The topics that are discussed in Shulba Sutra is astronomy, movement of stars, religious ceremonies, what is an auspicious time for a religious ceremony, yagya, sandhya, etc. Then there are some conclusions about universe and earth. So, during those days, mathematicians and astronomers, they used to you look at stars and make observations, and from those observations they did some conclusion and they wrote. Then there are some simple things about measurement of height, distance, length, etc. So, if you take Shulba Sutra, it is written in 4 compilations: Bauddhayana, Manava, Apastamba and Katyayana. As I mentioned earlier, it is, if you want to find out a time for auspicious ceremonies such as marriage or thread ceremony, munja, Shulba Sutra gave direction about that. Then it also talks about briefly about length, height, distance, very basic topics. How do you calculate that? Then there is also mention of basic shapes such as squares, triangles, circles, etc. And that is where I would imagine the origin of geometrical figures has started. You will be surprised to know that there is a mention about statements. There are statements that are mentioned which are very similar to Pythagoras theorem. Now, remember, Pythagoras wrote his theorem almost 1500 years after that, right? And similarly, what we know as Pythagoras triplets, statements similar to that are written in Shulba Sutra. It also describes a procedure for constructing a square, right, which is sum of or difference of 2 given squares. So, likewise various theories are written. Also there is a method written to calculate the square roots. Now, today if I ask you, what is square root of 16, right, you will very easily say 4, but what is the square root of 15 and how do you calculate that? So, those similar methods are written in Shulba Sutra. Pi, as we know today, 3.142 and so on and so forth, is derived as 3, which was very close, I would say. There is also mention of natural numbers, and most of this work was, I would say, done by the Hindu mathematicians at that point. Jain Rishis were also very curious about mathematics about 400 BC, and they have rightly calculated the value of square root of 10 to about 3.16, right, and tried to solve some permutation and combination types of problems. So, this is my first introductory video. In my next video, I am going to talk about the great Aryabhatta. So, I hope you like this video. Give me your comments. I will try to improve myself in my next set of videos, and hope you like it and continue to see the series. Thank you.